In this clip, we're going to look at probably one of the more tougher problems that involve an exponent, where your exponent is a negative and it's also a radical or a fraction. Let me show you what I mean by this example problem. We're being asked to evaluate this, 128 to the exponent negative 3 over 7. That's a mouthful. So let me show you how I would walk through the steps on this side on the left, and then stick around because on the right I'll give you a similar problem and you can try it on your own, and I'll show you the solution on the right when you're ready. I get into the habit of when I see an exponent that has a negative, I immediately think I'm going to have to flip my answer. So I like to take care of the negative sign in an exponent first, and that's step one. To get rid of that pesky negative sign in the exponent, I'm going to take the base and just flip it. So if it was 128, it's now going to become 1 over 128. And now I can just write that exponent the same way, but without a negative sign. And that's step one. Now this becomes a simpler problem. I just have a problem that has a radical exponent. Now, if you need to review how to handle radical exponents or exponents that look like a fraction, please check out an earlier clip on exponent rules, radical exponents. But basically what I'm going to do is write 128 as a 7th root because I have a 7 at the bottom, and my 128 will be cubed inside the 7th root. I'll just put down the 1 because taking the 7th root of a 1 or cubing a 1 doesn't really change it. It's always 1, so I'll just leave it alone. The 128 is where I have to focus. Now, I need to make a 7th root, so I put a 7 in there, and then I write the 128, and it's cubed. So there's a 3 exponent on the inside of this root symbol. Now, it'd be nice if we were done, but people want to know what this really evaluates to. Evaluate just means come down to one final answer that doesn't have any variables in it. And even though there's no variables here, this is still a bit complicated looking. I have the 7th root of 128 cubed, and we can do better than that. But I'm going to need a calculator to evaluate this for sure. So that's step 3. So I'll go ahead and bring in my calculator for this last step. Now your calculator might work a little differently, so you'll have to play around with it to see if you get the same answer that I do at the end of this example problem. But what I need to do first is create a 7th root. So I'll hit 7. Then I'm looking for this symbol right here, the nth root of x. And it's a second function, so I'll need to hit shift. Then I'll hit that once. Now I need 128 cubed. And I have an exponent button, which is this symbol right here. Yours might look a little differently. You might have x to the y, and that's fine too. Then I hit enter, and I get an answer of 8. So what I would suggest you do is maybe pause the clip and try to get an answer of 8 on your calculator from this. But my final answer is 1 over 8. And that's what we mean by evaluate a problem. Just come down to one nice, clean, simple answer. All right, so if you feel ready, let's go ahead and try practicing evaluating a negative exponent that's a radical on your own, on paper. I'll give you this problem to evaluate. You have 16 to the exponent negative 3 over 4. So try that one on your own, and I'll post the solution when you're ready. Strangely enough, you get the exact same answer that I did in my example problem, 1 over 8. And if you didn't get that, make sure that you first flip the base, so you get 1 over 16, and then you applied the 3 right here inside the root sign, and you made a 4th root like that. If you did that and you still didn't get 1 over 8, there's a chance that you have to use your calculator slightly different than I did. So I suggest you try and get some help using your calculator for a problem like this. Make sure you get 1 over 8 in the end, and you'll have done a great job.